Hey everybody, it's Michael here from Replica Airguns with a Guns of 2019 favorite picks. Now I know a lot of you are going to say, hey, what about this gun? What about that gun? These were really great guns, and I'll probably agree with you on those points that they probably were great guns. If they didn't make this video, that doesn't mean they weren't great guns. These are just guns that kind of stood out to me this year that I like for my own personal reasons. There's lots of great products out there that you may like for your reasons. I may also like them too. So let's just take a look at some of these guns today. We're going to start with air rifles. And I'm going to go over some air rifles, some pellet rifles, BB guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, pretty much everything. And when it comes to the BB pistols, there's a lot of them. We usually review a lot of them, and I'm kind of a BB pistol guy, so you're going to see a lot of those, less of some of the others. But let's get right into it. We'll start with the pellet rifles. And I know this kind of has a little bit of a hideous color, but you can get it in black. This is the Air Venturi TR5. It's a .177 caliber rifle. I'm going to put links in the description of this video for you to check out the actual original videos, or at least links to buy them. So you can check those out in the description. Over at replicaairguns.com, I'll also put a written post there with links and stuff and pictures and whatnot. So anyways, this is a cool rifle. It's a lot like the Baikal IZH-61, I believe it was. And it's basically almost a copy of it, but kind of updated in some ways. And in a way, this one shoots a little better. I felt it shot, well, very close to the IZH, but maybe even a little bit more powerful. A lot of people really like it, you know, kind of say, hey, it's kind of a rip-off of the Baikal, but it's updated in certain ways. And I like it actually a little bit better, you know, and plus we can actually get it. So that's cool. It takes these little pellet magazines that you feed in there, and you get 2 of them, and you just basically, it's a side lever cocking, and you just, you know, you can shoot as 5 rounds off pretty quick, and it's nice and accurate. It also has a setup here on the top for adding optics of some sort if you want to. So you can put a little scope on there if you want to. Pretty cool rifle. Let's move on to airsoft rifles. And the next one will be the KWA Ronin TK45. It comes in the 2.5 and the 3. This is the 2.5 because it fits in here a little bit better. This gun just, I mean, I really like the look. It's an AEG. I have done field test shooting video for this one and the bigger brother of it, the 3. And they're just amazing rifles. They just shoot so well. Super accurate. I mean, basically when you're in full auto, it shoots just as tight as if you're in semi-auto. It stays nice. I mean, they're just really good quality, nice heavy gun. Everything about them I really like. Really cool design. So this was kind of a favorite for me for airsoft rifles. I didn't really field test a lot of airsoft rifles this year, so I did get a chance to field test these ones, and they were really good. All right, next up, we're going to get into some BB guns, and we have, of course, one of my all-time favorite, the Crosman Bushmaster MPW. Let's take a look at that. Okay, nice gun. Obviously, this is an update, right, to the previous year's model, and, you know, just updated in all the right ways. What they did is they actually put a rear stock on it that is universal. You know, pretty much any, you know, AR type 15 or AR styled stock will fit on here. You know, everything, even the grips are compatible. A lot of the all the rail stuff, you can put whatever you want, right? It's all compatible. But it came with a red dot and a little bit different barrel design. It came in this 2-tone color. I really like the upgrades. Internally, it's pretty much exactly the same as the previous year's model, the DPMSR, but you know, it's just, I think, you know, has some minor improvements that made it noteworthy for this year. And all time, these are some of my favorite BB guns, full auto BB guns. They really fire well, they perform well, they look really great, they have nice weight and feel. Total winner for me, of course. All right, next up we have the Umarex Legends Cowboy Rifle. Now, I haven't actually field tested this gun yet, other than just getting outside and plinking around with it. I made a little video where I was shooting it outside. This is a shell loading, right, gun, and shell ejecting, of course. And you just pop your shells in there, right? Lever action away. Put one in the chamber. Eject it. Again, haven't even worked this gun in yet. But anyways, you can see how that works. And yeah, I haven't field tested it, but I have tabletop reviewed it. To be honest, I had issues with the first one. This is the second one that I'm going to field test. I did get a second one to try out. The first one just was not performing very well. The feet per second was all over the place, was shooting very, very low, FPS. I think there was something wrong with it. This is the Canadianized version. It has been detuned for Canada. That said, when you're shooting like just over 200 feet per second, that is not how fast they're supposed to shoot. It should shoot somewhere between 400 and 500, I would imagine. So we were like half the velocity just shooting BBs, and I even tried pellets in it. Nothing seemed to work for me. So hopefully this one will work a little bit better. I really like the gun. I'm not going to hate on it just because I had an issue with one. Sometimes you just do. But I like that Umarex, brought us a cowboy gun, shell ejecting, shell loading. Very, very cool. So that was another top pick for me. All right, let's move on. We'll start with pellet pistols. A really unique pellet pistol, the Webley Nemesis bolt action CO2 pellet pistol. This one's in .177 caliber. And, really neat. I have done my full review on it. This is a little bolt that comes out. This little piece comes out. I think it just comes out the top. Yeah, it just slides out the top. And you can pop in this rotary mag, which I thought was really cool. And it just sort of sits there. And you got a double-sided rotary mag that you pop in there. And it just sits inside here and is ready for when you are. And so you're all ready to go. You've also got the CO2 that goes in the front here. And so you can pop one in there. You don't have to tighten it right away. You can just tighten it when you're ready to go. Put your, have all your magazines with you, loaded them up, and then you're just ready to go, right? Really neat little pistol. Had actually really good accuracy. Performed well, decent FPS, well over 400 FPS in .177 caliber. Nice optics on it, optical sights, well, fiber optic sights. But you can put, it looks like you can put a dovetail rail or some sort of dovetail, mounts on here. So you can put some sort of a scope or red dot or something. You also have mounting options underneath for lights, whatever. This might be a nice little vermin pistol for shooting vermin outside. Small pest control, that would be. All right, let's talk about a paintball gun. Okay, I have reviewed this one pretty recently, and this is the Umarex T4E Smith & Wesson M&P 9 M2.0. Nice pistol. It has the blowback action, full-size dropout magazine that holds your airsoft rounds, or not your paintball rounds, and they're .43 caliber paintball rounds. I was testing it with the rubber ball. Performed pretty good, actually. Decent enough on a paper target 30 feet away. You're going to be fine. Shooting at a torso-sized object 30 to 40 feet away, no problem. Gun performed well. I really like the design, like the blowback action. It just shot really nice for me. And since we don't review a lot of paintball guns, I don't get a lot of them. It's nice to have one. And so this one again stood out for me just because it was a really nice paintball gun in the replica style too. It's not necessarily going to be your paintball daily driver. This is more of a tactical thing, something for training, right? All right, before we get into the BB guns, let's talk about a blank gun here. And this is the ROM RG88. Now this one, I have reviewed obviously the RG88s in the past and probably pointed them out in several videos. I just really like this stainless finish, or it's a chrome sort of stainless finish. And so this gun really stood out to me. I already have the ROM RG88 in black. I just really like this finish, okay? It just looks great, right? And again, this is a 9mm blank shooter. It's front firing. All of the action comes out the front, the smoke, the flame, everything, right? Obviously, it's going to eject the shells, just like a real gun. Nice training weapon. Okay, so nice pistol. Check out that review. Check out the links to the store as well if you're interested in buying it. Airsoft pistols. I haven't covered airsoft pistols. This year we picked up the Toki Marui line, and I really like the DOR 45. This gun, really nice. Now watch these videos for both of these Toki Marui guns. So I have another one here, the FNX 45. We'll talk about them both. But both of these guns I really liked, airsoft gun wise. They are mostly plastic build because they're built in Japan, they're distributed or made in Japan, and so they do have limitations of what they can make them out of, but there's lots of metal inside. They do have a decent weight, not as heavy maybe as the real steel version, but heavy enough, up to about 2 pounds for this one, just under. But they definitely perform excellent. They shoot really well. They, just everything about them, just tolerances, fit and finish, action, trigger action, everything is just amazing. Some of the best guns I've basically shot or handled so far to date. So both of those Toki Maruis stood out to me this year. All right, let's move over to the BB pistols. I got quite a few of them on the table here. We'll just kind of get through them pretty quick. First off, let's talk Glock, right? We have the Glock Gen 4, the Glock Gen 4 17 Gen 4 here. And this is a full blowback BB pistol. Everyone was waiting for this one for literally forever. So we finally got it, obviously, later on this year or mid-year. Let me see if I can focus in here. And this is just a beautiful pistol. BB pistol, you know, you can get very similar ones in airsoft, but this is Glock licensed through Umarex. It shoots BBs, full-size dropout metal magazine, right? Full blowback action, and just a nice gun. I mean, everyone was waiting for this one. We finally got it. So again, that one stood out to me this year. Might as well talk about the K17. This is a KJ or KWC gun, and it's sort of like Glock-esque, but a little bit different. So I thought I'd show it to you right after the Glock. All right, so gold barrel, it's got the cutouts in the slide, right? Full blowback action, full dropout, size dropout metal magazine. You know, everything about it's nice. Nice heavy slide, decent fit and finish, you know, a little bit of wiggle, but not much. You got the working trigger safety. Everything is very similar to a Glock, but yet different enough that it's not a Glock, right? Different in the way the trigger guard is, the grips, everything's just a little bit different. All right, so... All right, let's talk Air Venturi. We have the Springfield Armory, and this is the 1911A1 from Air Venturi. And we've seen a lot of these guns. This is basically a KWC gun, just, you know, made for Air Venturi with the Springfield Armory branding and you know, all of the markings on it, okay? So, but it's one of my favorite KWC 1911s. I just really like it. I like the simulated wood grips. I like the chrome barrel. Even the barrel bushing, you know, everything about it's nice. But it's still essentially a classic 1911, okay? An A1. It's not, you know, over the top different in any way. It's just basically a classic 1911 A1. Doesn't have all that tactical stuff. And I just like the 1911s. Other than the white dot sights, it's pretty much like what you'd find back in the old war days, right? A little bit more blinged out, but not much. Put that here. Another Air Venturi gun is the XDM, Springfield Armory again, XDM, and it comes in different sizes and different finishes. You can get this gun actually in airsoft, you can get it in steel BB, you can get it in all different, you know, you get the compact version, the full-size version. This is the full-size version with the stainless steel slide. I really like this combination. I like them all, but you know, this one's nice. You don't have to worry about the orange tips with this one. Airsoft you would, so if you want more of a replica, you don't have to worry about the tips, then get the steel BB version. Again, both of them come in different sizes. The airsoft and the compact version will have an extended magazine, just because, actually I think the airsoft has a gas mag, so you might be able to get a shorter one, but with the steel BB you have the extended magazine and a little extender here on the grip, so kind of nice. Either way, it doesn't matter. But these guns just, you know, fit and finish and everything about them. They look really good. Everything, you can see here, everything's just stamped right in there. It's just really well done. Again, full-size dropout mags, and they got the stainless mag. They just look really, really good. I think we're nearly done here. Last up, a SIG product, right? Remember this little guy, the P365? And you know, you might not think it's that, you know, what's this little guy doing on your table? What's this as a top pick? I'm just marveled at how they were able to fit a full-size dropout magazine in this gun and make it work. It's so tiny. Like, this is just such a tiny little gun. It's like almost smaller than a PPK. And, you know, that thing has a stick mag. So they've come a long way here making guns, but blowback action, right? And, you know, it actually works pretty good. It shoots pretty good. Shoots pretty hard for such a small little gun. It's not a super high capacity magazine, but I really liked it. I just, you know, again, I like it when a company brings something new to the market that no one's ever done before. And being able to make something this small means maybe we'll see more, you know, really compact guns in different versions. Maybe a new PPK and a BB shooter with a full-size mag. It really depends on if, you know, if they can fit it in there, if the grip has enough room for it. But they managed to get it in this guy. So kudos to SIG for doing that. All right, that's pretty much it. Again, don't be too hard on me for, you know, missing a few products. If you think there's something I should have added to this list, there's probably a lot of guns that should have made the table here. But I can't spend all day making this video and with hundreds of guns. So this is going to be it for this year, for 2019. I look forward to 2020. Of course, SHOT Show is going to be awesome coming up in January. So stay posted for SHOT Show videos that'll come out later on at the end of January, possibly beginning of February once I get things edited for you guys. Anyways, again, I'll have a written post with a lot of links to these products where you can buy them and to other videos that maybe I've made for them if you want to watch the full videos. Of course, if you're interested in pretty much any airgun related product, check us out at replicaairguns.ca and replicaairguns.us for Canada and the US. And of course, come on down to replicaairguns.com where I have articles, posts, and written reviews. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, take care.